They thought she was just some woman loading her car. They didn't know she trains Navy SEALs. They didn't know she could dismantle a man in 3 seconds. But most of all, they didn't know they messed with the wrong wife. It was a Saturday morning. My wife, Amanda, was prepping gear for a private off-site training session. She's a combat conditioning specialist, top tier. She's trained elite special forces, including real-deal Navy SEALs, for over a decade. She's strong, calm, focused, and absolutely not the type to cause drama. But while I was inside making coffee, two men pulled up in a golf cart with red lights and HOA security printed on the side. They yelled out, "You can't park that military-looking vehicle in this driveway. This is a quiet community." She calmly responded, "I live here. I'm just loading gear for work." One of them stepped out, hand on his hip like he was law enforcement, and shouted, "Don't move. We've had reports of suspicious activity." And then, he pulled a gun. I heard shouting and ran outside. My wife had her hands in the air, calmly saying, "That's a loaded firearm. You are not a sworn officer. This is illegal." The guy kept the gun pointed, hands shaking. His buddy was yelling into a radio like this was a military op. My wife's voice turned deadly serious. "You have 3 seconds to put that weapon down. You're not trained to handle what happens next." I saw it in her posture. She wasn't bluffing. Amanda didn't need to fight him. She mentally disarmed him. Her tone, her presence, he knew she was no ordinary woman. I called the real police. By the time they arrived, HOA security had retreated to their cart, trying to spin the story. She was acting suspicious. Said something about military training. We were just doing our duty. But the officers knew Amanda. One even trained under her. The moment they heard she was threatened by an unlicensed guard with a gun, everything changed. Turns out, not only was the man not licensed for armed security, he wasn't allowed to carry anything but a flashlight. He had no law enforcement training and had failed 2 background checks in the past. Within 24 hours, his HOA security contract was revoked. HOA was hit with a formal lawsuit. The neighborhood's insurance company got involved. And Amanda? She was contacted by the local police chief and asked to lead a tactical de-escalation workshop. The irony? The guy who pulled a gun on her? He now has to take a course taught by her as part of his legal diversion. Amanda's only comment about it? You don't need force when you've got control. She's never been one to brag, but that day, the whole neighborhood learned who she really is. The HOA sent out a public apology. The security team was replaced by a professional, unarmed patrol. And me? I put up a sign by our driveway. Trained SEAL instructor lives here. Proceed respectfully. No one's had a problem since. In a world full of power trips and HOA drama, never underestimate the quiet ones. Because the moment you do, you might just pull a gun on the wrong person.